guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my updated Give Me 10 Minutes makeup routine. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this situation where you don't have any makeup on, maybe you're not ready, maybe you don't have plans to go anywhere, and then something comes up and you realize you need to get put together, but you need 10 minutes to do that. This is a situation I find myself in all the time, and this is my current makeup that kind of gets me through those situations. So we're going to do it together today. I'm going to show you guys what I'm using, maybe what steps I'm skipping or what corners I'm cutting, but I still want to have like a full face of makeup on, but maybe a little bit more basic and simplified. So I'm going to time myself. This is going to be a one take kind of video once we actually get to the makeup application, which is always a little stressful for me. I've already filmed my intro like 12 times and had a hard time getting through it. So how am I going to get through the makeup in just one take? That's okay though, we're just gonna give it a try. Hopefully you guys are excited to see what I can come up with in 10 minutes, but before we get into the makeup, special welcome if you are a new visitor here. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you will consider subscribing before you leave and make sure notifications are turned on. And with that said, let's get right to it. All right, so I've got my little phone right here. I do have all my makeup pulled out, so I guess I kind of cheated in that way, but we are gonna really try to get everything done in under 10 minutes. And this is actually a real life challenge. This video was born of necessity today because we're gonna take kids out to lunch today, and I needed to get my video filmed and my makeup done quickly, so we're kind of killing two birds with one stone. So I've got my phone here, I've got my timer set to 10 minutes, and go. All right, so we're gonna start with foundation. Obviously, we're gonna skip a primer as I usually do in this situation. And today I'm gonna use this combination that I've been really loving lately. This is just the Essence Pretty Fresh foundation, and I mix a little bit of my Flower Beauty just because it's a little bit darker in with it, just like a tiny bit right there. And we're gonna apply this with my fingers. When you're in a hurry, if you don't mind having messy fingers, or if you have time to wash your hands afterwards, it is faster to apply your foundation with your fingers, at least for me. And you get great coverage out of it as well, so don't have to use as much concealer. To keep reminding myself that yes, my timer is actually running. Be quick here today. Don't make any weird faces, Mandy. Remember, this is one take. Don't pick your nose. Don't make any weird faces. All right. Looks pretty good, pretty blended. I do have a clean rag right here. I'm just gonna wipe around my brows, around my hairline where I get some gathering. That always drives me nuts when I have foundation gathered up in my hair. Now I am gonna use just a little bit of concealer today because it's kind of gonna be my eyeshadow primer as well. So I'm gonna apply a little bit to my lids, just a little bit in the worst areas. I do have this little blemish here from messing with my face last night. Okay, that's probably more than I normally do, but that's all right. We're gonna take this little beauty sponge here that I did not wash and probably should have, but again, timer's going. In a real life situation, if my sponge is not washed, I'll usually use one that I have multiple sponges I can usually find one that's clean, but sometimes I use a dirty sponge. I did wash it yesterday. The kids are home today because it's end of term. And my husband came downstairs about 30 minutes ago and was like, hey, let's take the kids out for lunch today. And I actually haven't even eaten breakfast yet, so I'm starving. I couldn't say no, but I knew I needed to film. So I was like, hey, what could I do to make this happen? So here we are. All right, let's add a little bit of powder. I do want to set that down just a bit. I've got my Rimmel Stay Matte powder right here. Just washed my little kabuki brush. I've had comments from a few of you saying that you have this brush, which is super old. I think I've had this brush for like 10 years. It's an e.l.f. little kabuki brush. Remember when kabuki brushes were all the rage, and now I don't hear or see anyone like releasing brushes like this anymore, but I do use mine. All right, let's go to, what do I usually do next? Let's do my bronzer next. So here's my NARS bronzer. This is one that I am currently loving, especially when I'm in a hurry. I'm gonna use this powder brush from Sydney Grace. I'm just gonna build quite a bit up in my brush. I'm gonna just kind of apply it really almost like loosely or undeliberately, just kind of, what's the word I'm searching for? Oh, I don't know. Just watch and learn. Okay, but this is gonna be like probably the most color. If I have time, I might get to have a new blush color here from Persona, a new cream blush that I've been wanting to use for you guys. So if we have time, we'll break into that, but I'm gonna save that for last just in case. And if not, I'll come back in one of my next videos and do that. So I do also wanna use this as my kind of my eyeshadow today. This is a pretty common tactic that I'm sure I'm not the only one that does this when they're in a hurry, is to kind of get some like multi-purpose uses out of some of my products, especially my bronzer and my highlighter. So that's what we're doing today. Just gonna throw a little bit of this mostly in my crease, but kind of all over as well. A little bit down below, just to give my eyes a little bit of dimension. Okay, we are at 5 minutes and 5 seconds. I feel like I'm doing okay. Let's do the brows next. Really quickly, I'm gonna take my $1 billion brow. You could use this one reminds me a ton of the e.l.f. $2 brow pencil. Just the consistency of it. It's kind of a fatter and a more soft brow pencil, but it makes for a really quick brow. Not a precise brow, but just a really quick kind of fill-in. Okay, now I'm getting nervous. 4:30. Okay. Now a little bit of brow gel. This is my ColourPop Clear Brow Gel. Oh geez, this one's a little clumpy. I should have chose a different one. This is actually a newer tube, so when they're brand new, they're a little bit messy and clumpy, as you can see. Let me just get a little spoolie and kind of brush that out. But I do like that brow gel. It's just a little trickier when it's brand new. Okay, let's move on to, let's do highlighter next. I have this little palette right here. It's from BH Cosmetics. It's their Spotlight palette. I use this thing like crazy. It is so good. And I usually just like randomly dip into multiple shades inside. It's pretty intense. I'm very sad that BH Cosmetics, I did check out their website recently. I know they've had some changes over there, but a lot of the stuff they used to have, they don't have anymore. And I feel like they don't have as much as they used to have. So one of the things that they kind of cut back on was their like bronzers and highlighters, which I was sad about because I really love their face products. I think they're great. Okay, let's add some mascara, and actually first let's add some eyeliner. Especially if I'm not doing a lot of eyeshadow, I do like to use quite a bit of eyeliner just to give my eyes a little bit more shape and definition. So I just will line like the outer edge there, but do kind of a heavier line, and then my water line just on the outer corner. But it's really quick. If you're practiced at this, it's very quick, especially with this pencil. Which again, I think it's more that I'm very practiced with it. It's easy to smudge out too if you mess up, so. Okay, I feel like that looks a little bit wild, that wing, but we're gonna add my mascara next because I'm down to 2 minutes. This is the Tower 28 mascara. One of the quickest mascaras that I have ever used. It's just not clumpy at all, so it goes on really fast and it builds really quickly, so you don't need to do 2 coats. Like 1 coat is plenty. And also if you get a little messy with it, it does, once it dries, it smudges off really easy. You can just kind of usually just take a spoolie and scrape off the messy spots, because I am always messy with my mascara without fail. Oh boy. Crunch time, 1 minute and 20 seconds left. I can do it though. Okay. There we go. Now let's go to my lips first. I'm gonna take my lip liner. This is Nonstop Nude. So when I'm in a hurry, I just will do like a lip liner just right in the middle, just to give my lips a little bit of color. And then let's throw on, I was gonna do my Wet n Wild Cloud Pout, but actually let's do the Lifter Gloss. This is gonna give me color and shine. Again, I'm running out of time. We're down to 30 seconds. And I really wanna dip into this Persona blush, so let's do it really quick. So I'm gonna take this blush, it's the new shade, the shade Jam. I'm even going to give you guys a little swatch here. It's a nice berry tone. Got 15 seconds. Just a tiny bit here. Here, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, oh boy, 2, 1. Okay, time's up. There we have it. Stop, okay. All right guys, so this is the finished makeup look. I feel like I probably should have blended that blush out a little bit more. I guess technically this wasn't under 10 minutes because we did use the full 10 minutes, but that's okay. You get the gist. This is the finished makeup look. Let me just get my pins out of my hair really quickly. Pull my hair back down. It's still kind of drying, so. All right, what do you think? Still pretty decent makeup look. I was actually hoping to throw a little bit of this into my crease just to add a little bit of color to the eyes, but I don't think I need it. I mean, I actually am happy that I did that stronger wing because once the mascara is on, I feel like it dresses up the look a little bit, but still was very, very quick. I do need to go in real quick. I guess technically this is cheating. I probably would have done this in the car or just with my finger, but I need to scrape off this mascara mishap that I had. I think it was just right there. Okay, yeah. Everything else looks good. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. How often do you guys get in this situation where you are out of necessity, have to get your makeup done really quickly? Sometimes I only have 5 minutes. In those cases, I definitely will scale back on the products that I select and what I put on, how much I put on. But this is a pretty standard full makeup look done in as little time as possible. And it probably does typically take me about 10 minutes. So that's gonna do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We have one more video in my Oktoberfest favorites videos coming up on Monday. And I have some really good stuff to share with you guys that I'm very excited about. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you are subscribed and I will see all of you very soon in my next video. Bye. At least this will be a quick one to edit. A one-take video. I did that one time. It was way stressful. It was a couple years ago. That was like pre-COVID. There I go again. I really need to stop this dating things based on COVID. It's a problem for me and it kind of is starting to bother me. I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way, but I need to stop talking about it. But I can't seem to stop talking about it all the time. It's good to maintain your sense of humor about it all though, in my opinion. By the way, Persona, we'll come back and do a more thorough, I gave this like 4 seconds, 4-second appearance in my video. We'll come back to this one. I'm gonna use it in a more thorough way for you guys because I am excited about this berry tone. It's really beautiful.